get the feeling Congress doesn't like us very much. They seem to be afraid of us. They say we're scary and violent and extremist, and I mean, some of you look a little suspect. But I got to tell you, there's really only one thing that Congress has to fear from the Tea Party: November. And here to make sure you've got good choices, not just good enough choices, great choices on the ballot in November, is the Republican Liberty Caucus. Please welcome our final speaker, Jim Forsythe.
Thank you. What motivates me politically is in 1984 and 1986, I was taking Russian and I went to the Soviet Union. And I saw firsthand what it looked like in people's eyes when they didn't have liberty, when the government controlled everything. And I'm starting to see that now here in America. In fact, one of my friends from Russia said to me the other day, about a year ago, he says, "You guys are starting to look more like the Soviet Union than we are." Okay, and that's a tragedy, and that's why I'm out here today, and I hope that's why you're out here today, is to fight that and to fight back. Now, do we have a spending problem or a revenue problem? Spending, obviously, okay? At the state level, state and local, we're spending $8,000 per person. At the federal level, $12,000 per person, most of it, or a lot of it borrowed, about 40% borrowed. That's $20,000 per person. So for my family of four, the government's spending on our behalf $80,000. And we're surprised that the economy is having a problem now? Of course it is. The government's not productive. It's taking $80,000 from a family of four. So we have to do something about this. There's a few things we can do and a few things that we've tried. We can try to get good people elected and send them down to Washington, D.C. Okay, and we have some candidates here for you to talk to. That hasn't been working so well so far. The other thing we can do is we can be active. We can call our representatives and our senators. Have they been listening to us? No. But there's a third option, and Dan Itzy talked about it a little bit. The state can start standing up to the federal government and saying no. Demand that they obey the Constitution. 10th Amendment says it in the U.S. Constitution, and Article 8 of the New Hampshire Constitution says it. So we have to start standing up to the federal government here at the state level. The governor should be opening up a court case against Obamacare. He's not. The state Senate should have voted for the Bradley Amendment in order to say no to the federal government on Obamacare. They didn't. 10-14 along party lines. The State House should have voted for HCR 6 and the more recent resolution by Dan Itzy asserting state sovereignty. They didn't, very much along party lines. So we need to replace the New Hampshire legislature, the New Hampshire state senators, and the governor with people that will stand up for New Hampshire against the federal government. What I want to focus on with you is the New Hampshire House. The New Hampshire House is magical because there's 400 reps. It's the third largest legislative body in the world for a state of 1 million people. What that means is it's very close to the people. There's one representative for every 3,000 people. What that means is you can be running. You could be running a campaign yourself. What I urge you to do is to go to your local towns, figure out the congressional district or the House districts, figure out who's running. Look at their past voting records, see if they're any good. If they're not any good, run. If they are good, support them. Do one or the other. You have to do one or the other. If we don't do this in 2010, we don't take the state back in 2010, it could be too late. So I urge you to get involved in the state house elections this year. The Republican Liberty Caucus, if you choose to run and you believe in liberty, we will help you out. The New Hampshire Liberty Alliance, I'm sure, will help people out. There's lots of help to be around, so go for it. So, get involved, take back New Hampshire so we can take back this country. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. I know we said no candidates were speaking today, but the truth is I am a candidate. I'm running in the New Hampshire 00 congressional district, the fighting 00. The Stimulus Act sent billions of dollars to 440 congressional districts around the country that don't actually exist, and I think that those people need representation too. So if you've got imaginary friends, please tell them I need their vote. Thank you all so much for coming out to the largest Tea Party New Hampshire has ever seen. Thank you to our sponsors, the New Hampshire Advantage Coalition, the Coalition of New Hampshire Taxpayers, the Concerned Women of America, Cornerstone Action, Granite State Taxpayers, GraniteGrock.com, the New Hampshire Federation of Republican Women, Glenn Beck's 912 Project, the New Hampshire Liberty Alliance, New Hampshire Right to Life, the Republican Liberty Caucus, and thank you so much to Corey and Americans for Prosperity New Hampshire for bringing us all together. With your help, we can make next April 15th less burdensome for all of America. Stay active, stay positive. No, it's not enough to protest. If you want to make a difference, we can change our government. We are the media, we are the government, we the people. Good night, and God bless America.